Hey tribe, Sally here. Hope you're having an amazing and fascinating day. I know I am. It's about 47 degrees outside. It's pretty wet, as you can see. And I am just filling up my water and dumping my tanks because they're turning off the water today. This is it. No more water after today. And there's also, a lot of talk about the potential for the government shutdown. We don't have any idea what's going on with that yet. But we're waiting. And even, when we find out if it is going to be a shutdown, we still don't know what's going to happen with us. There's my black tank hose down there. There it is. Way down there. And there's the other end of it. So I've already dumped my tanks, but I'm waiting for my water to fill up so that I can back flush my black tank for the first time in I don't know how long, many months. And so what I'm doing right here, this is the most reliable indicator for me of when my tank is truly full. Like if I check the idiot light right now, it'll say it's full probably, but I'm waiting for this to overflow. And then I'll turn the water off and switch it over to the flush. So a little chilly. I'm doing this in between rainstorms today. I had to do my morning rounds between rainstorms today as well. And today we get rain. I think we get more rain tomorrow. And then Thursday night and Friday we're supposed to get snow. Woohoo! Now, my first day off is Thursday. I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And the weather forecast looks pretty bad all the way through Sunday. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I wanted to go explore the Lamar Valley because this is probably my last 4 days off. But the question, of course, is it really my last 4 days off, or are we going to be out of business? All right, I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Can you kind of see it spurting out of there? All right, let's turn the water off and swap the hoses around. Oh, I think we're going to take a break because it's starting to rain again. All right, we'll be back with you.
Wake up with the sun in our eyes. Sally forth, no need for goodbyes. Journey calls, let's roll the dice. Every mile a new surprise.
I really don't want to go in and have to cut this off. So there were some fairly heavy raindrops for 15 to 30 seconds, and now it's just barely drizzling. So this is my water pump setup. The handle's supposed to stay down, but it doesn't, so I'm using a bungee cord. And then I've got, this one is now turned off, so I'm going to disconnect it down here. And I'm going to connect it to my water meter on this side of the Y. And a couple of things about this I guess I ought to share with you. These are all stainless steel connectors. I've used the brass ones, and they wear out. They don't work all that well. So I broke down and I paid the price, and I got stainless steel ones, and I've had them for a few months now. So far, so good. Shoot, that wasn't what I wanted. So the way that these work is you got to pull that thing down. And I guess that was too much pressure on it. Okay, so, and with this one you can turn the screen one way or the other. Yeah, I thought it was slow. 0.7 gallons per minute, so this is going to take a few minutes. And rather than the flow, I'm more concerned about how much is going in. So we got 0.3 gallons in so far. So I do a Y connector because it makes it easier for me to connect my water filter if I need to, or my flow meter if I need to. And when I've got long enough hoses, or I'm close enough to the pump to be able to do it, this allows me to run two hoses simultaneously. So normally I would be running my, I have a separate hose that I normally run for my black water flush. but it's only 25 feet long, so it's not going to reach all the way over here to where I need it to. So then on this end, we're going into the flush valve, and the black tank flushes on the top, but the black tank valve is on the bottom, gray tank is on the bottom for the flush, and the valve is on the top. So it's kind of weird. Little bit strange. And you can see all the dust and dirt and stuff that I've accumulated along the road. I thought maybe I was going to do some cleaning while I was here, but that hasn't really happened. So, we're going to keep an eye on the meter over here. I want to put about, well, ideally I want to put 10 gallons in and flush it, but I don't think I'm going to do that either. I think I'm probably just going to put 3 gallons in and just stop, because I got other things I want to be doing. And although I like the idea of flushing the tank, don't really have to. But it is important to make sure that you cover the bottom of the tank before you start using the toilet, because that allows you to make sure you don't get the dreaded poop pyramid from things not being able to spread out along the tank. And yeah, when I shut this off, I'm gonna go in and I'm actually gonna look in the tank. I'm not gonna show you what's in the tank because it's, you know, pretty disgusting, but it's a good way to be able to tell you know, whether or not you really need to heavily flush the tank, or heaven forbid have it professionally cleaned, which I've never done on any of my rigs. Take a look up the road here. There's like basically nobody here. I do have neighbors over on this side, and they said they were going to just be hanging out today. And these guys coming down now have been here for a few days. Yeah. And I don't know if they're actually leaving or if they're just going to go out and do some exploring today. I know not. But this is fairly typical with or without rain. Campground's pretty quiet during the day. I don't think there's anybody down in the walk-in loop at this point. Now, I think we're good. So we're going to stop that right there. Now, when I don't have the ability to run the water in this way, as I just did today, then what I do is I will use water out of my freshwater tank and flush several times. You know, like fill up the toilet and flush in order to be able to get a few gallons in there. And then the next couple of times that I use it, I fill it in pretty well as well. So yeah, I don't see anybody down here in the walk-in loop. These people seem to tend to get out pretty early. We have a couple that are doing multi-day stays, but we also have plenty that come in and they only do like a single overnight. So there's that. Hey, how about we go inside and get a little kit cam? But first, I think I want to go close this valve before I forget. Probably doesn't make any difference, but just in case. So we'll close that. Oh, but I also haven't flushed out the hose. All right, so I gotta do that. That's a thing. Let's see if we can put you down. Oops. Right here, maybe? Yeah. Should be able to see something. So what you have to do is help this move through the hose. All the way out to the end. then you probably can't see this part, but I always turn my end upside down so any residue doesn't run out. And I do the same thing when I put it out to dump. I always do it upside down like this, so if there's any residue, it'll stay in there. All right, let's get this thing wound up and put away now. Well, I guess what you're gonna get to see is the hose disappearing. Maybe, maybe not. There it is, all wound up. And we're going to remove that. Even though I probably won't refill this at all. I'm going to just leave it plugged in there so I don't have a loose end laying out. And I'm going to leave it plugged in just in case, for whatever reason, they don't come turn off the water today, because then I could fill it up one more time. And for that reason, we're going to come back over here. Going to pull that one off, and we'll put it back here. Yeah, these are so much easier than the brass ones. The brass ones I could never do one-handed. Of course, I can't do it from that side. And this is the second water meter I've had. The first one, I think I accidentally left it attached to a hose when I was filling up or dumping one time. All right, here we go. How about a little kit cam? How about a little kit cam? There we go. Let's focus on Kit. Pretty dark in here. Pretty gray and cloudy outside. Okay. Okay, see, that wasn't so bad, was it, Kit? I just finished breakfast and doing the dishes, which is why I decided this was a good time to go take care of all of that stuff. Come on up. Where you going? Where you going? Okay, you want to go that way? Okay. He's very excited that I came back, aren't you? Aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? Yeah, you're such a good boy. Such a good boy. So I deviated from my normal breakfast of turkey bacon or chicken sausage and eggs. And today I made protein pancakes with chia seeds and chicken apple sausage. And boy, were they good. So I had just finished cleaning up all the mess from that. You're very, very busy, Kit. Cleaned up all that mess. And then went out and took care of the water situation. So now those chores are done. And I have no idea if you're going to get to see this today or another day, because this is part of the reality of camp host life. Yesterday was all overcast and cloudy and rainy. Been that way today. I've seen sunshine for, like maybe filtered sunshine for maybe about 2 minutes. So the last time I looked, my batteries were at 77%. What do you think they are now, Kit? Should we go look? Should we go see what the batteries are? I'm gonna go look. Let's go take a look. All right, so we got 77%. So if you look here, we got 78 watts of solar coming in. I know this is going to be weird. We're using 51 watts on AC and 15 to 22 on DC. So we're using about exactly the same amount that we're bringing in. And I guess it makes sense to explain a little more about how this actually works for those of you who aren't familiar. I think this coach was designed by the manufacturer to spend the vast majority of its life plugged in to shore power. And so where a lot of RVs will have like 12-volt TVs and stuff like that, not only is my TV 110, but I also have a household style DVD player and an amplifier that pumps out to surround sound speakers. And all of that stuff runs on 110, not on 12 volt. And part of what that means is that typically it uses a lot more energy than those things do on 12 volt. And you may have heard this before, even in a sticks and bricks, you have a parasitic draw or vampire leakage, you know, depending on what you call it. So basically, even if the appliance is not turned on, if it's plugged in, it may be drawing some amount of power. And that's exactly what's happening here. I don't have anything turned on right now, but I'm still pulling roughly 70 watts of power between DC and AC. And yes, I could unplug everything, but that would be a pain. It's not worth it to me to do that. I can get by this way, and that's really basically what I'm doing, is I'm getting by, but I'm not living my normal electrical life. You know, I'm not using my air fryer or my Instant Pot. I'm not even watching TV at night, which I normally do. There he is. But I'm watching TV on my iPad because it's not plugged in. I am trying to keep I'll charge my laptop and my iPad during the day. This is a different version of power management than I've ever had to do before. And so, like right now, I don't have Starlink on, so I don't have any internet available. And because I'm down to 77%, that's where I started the day. I have not gained anything all day long. It means that by the time I'm done tonight, I'll probably be down to like 62, 63%, because I will end up using power for certain things. And I got another whole work day to get through tomorrow. And it's supposed to be like this, which means I may well be down in the 40s, and that's okay. It's just not optimal. And then I'm going to leave so that I'll, because I can't run my generator here to recharge. And I can't recharge from the sun because there isn't any. So I will leave, and then I'll go charge up my batteries running my generator, which will use more fuel. Also not thrilling to me, but, it is what it is. And I'm really grateful that I have the ability to be able to make those changes. Look at how cute he is. How cute is he? Huh? How cute is he? Yes. Yes. You're so cute. So cute. Okay, you can see the roadway down there. You can kind of see the picnic table and the fire ring way down there. Here's the tent pad way up here. This is site number 7. It's a walk-in, so you got to carry your tent all the way up here and walk up and down this very steep hill to get to your picnic table and fire ring here. And I'm sharing this one with you because I don't think I've shared this one before, and I don't think I've walked all the way up here before to the tent pad. So part of my duties are to check, to see like the fire ring doesn't have too much ash in it, bear box is empty, all that kind of stuff. Go around, Kit. And so yeah, I don't think I had ever realized just how far up the tent pad was for this one. I mean, it's a little steep coming up just from the ground, but then all the way up here, way up there, you can't see it from here, to the tent pad. Wow. Hey tribe, Sally here. I just thought I'd give you a little update, a little context on that last clip I shot this morning. Today is the 1st of October, which is also the first day of the government shutdown. That was just a little clip from taking Kid out for his morning walk. So when a campsite has been empty and we're out walking in the morning, I'll often go ahead and go explore that whole campsite if I haven't had the opportunity to do that previously. So as part of my duties, I need to inspect every campsite, but if somebody's occupying it and everything looks okay, like around the fire ring and the picnic table area, bear box, all that stuff, I don't want to go all the way up to where their tent is. That just seems really rude to me. So, yeah, I'm inspecting everything else. So in this case, the campsite that I showed you today was completely empty. So I walked all the way up to the top and we had a look around, and I shared that with you. So today is October 1st. Today is the first day of the government shutdown. And, yesterday evening, everybody was still wondering what's going to happen. What's going to happen for me, right? What's going to happen for the Rangers? Still don't have all the final answers. I did hear from my boss this morning at 8:30, sent me a text and said, yes, the government is shut down, but I'm still working. I'm still working. And so, so I'm still working today, although I'm in my midday off period at the moment. And, and I don't know if I've shared this part with you before or not. So basically the way it works is in the morning I go out and I check all the campsites and I change all of the reservation tags on the campsite posts, shovel ashes out of fire pits if that needs to happen, make sure that everything is basically looking good and working as it should be at that point. And then once I'm done with that, that takes a few hours. Once I'm done with that, I have a couple of hours off in the middle of the day when I can do whatever I want to do, in this case, talk to you. And then in the afternoon, I go down to the ranger station at about 4:30. The rangers have to clock out at the south entrance, so they leave a little bit before 5. We just do the changing of the guard thing. And then I man the ranger station, check in campers that are coming in until about 7 o'clock. And then at that point, we start making our rounds again in the golf cart, and I'll be driving around the entire campground and looking for anything that looks out of place. Fires that are too big, or not in the fire pit, or obvious trash, like not looking like it's going to be attended to correctly. I mean, we give everybody the rules when they come in, and hopefully they get followed pretty well. And for the most part, they really do. So overall, I mean, it's not a super difficult job, and I really have been enjoying it. I don't know for sure yet what's going to happen as each day ensues, because apparently, I guess it's possible that some of the rangers will be laid off or furloughed, and I don't know what the impact on us as camp hosts is going to be, other than, my boss said he'd update me as he learns more. So that's where we are with that. So for me, it's been kind of an unusual experience all the way around. First of all, I had never had any intention of camp hosting anytime soon, but here I am. And I didn't ever think I'd be doing it in a situation where the water's being shut off because the weather's too cold, but here I am. And I certainly didn't think I'd be doing it in the midst of a government shutdown, but here I am. And as always, thank you so much for coming along for the ride. I truly appreciate you taking your time to watch my videos. Thanks to all my channel members, and hey, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.